Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Sunday morning again, finally getting a little bit of rain out there. It's pretty dry, and I think it's a good day to spend in the shop doing something a little different. One of our YouTubers that we all follow got a hold of me and asked me if I'd be interested in doing a review on YES Welder. So Daisy from YES Welder contacted me and made arrangements to send me this inverter welding machine. It's supposed to be MIG, TIG, and stick welder, and we'll go through it here and see what we think. Dave Scott's done review on quite a few different ones already. But we'll just give you my opinion on it and see what we got here. So the box came in. It's got a little bit of damage here. There's some parts sticking out the side. I don't know how bad that is. We'll see. We got some sort of a little steel piece sticking out the side here. Not sure what that is. Other than that, the box is in pretty good shape. So we'll just get this opened up and see what we got. Move my coffee. Can't have that spilling it all over the floor. Might be a little fun getting it out of the box with this piece sticking through. Okay, so we got the goofy little brush. That'll probably go straight in the trash. What do we got? Oh, we got, let me move the camera up here a bit so you can see what I'm actually doing. This might be an upgraded kit because I haven't seen this in any of the reviews I've watched. It's actually a pedal for the Tig. Have power cord, gas line, and this one came with the Tig torch, which normally is an extra. So when I talked to Daisy, I said I want to do a proper review on it, so include everything I need. So glad to see she did that. It's the Tig part that I'm interested in the most. Let's see here. Get this out. Rid of some crap. And we have the arc welding, stick welder, and the ground cable. So this is the TIG 205 DS. No damage on the machine. Not quite sure what was sticking out the side there. We'll come in and take a look at the front of the machine. Put some glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. So okay. So this is a TIG and stick welder. I thought it was MIG as well, but it's not. And we'll just, I'm going to go through the instructions a little bit here, see what is what, and then I can bring you back and show you what I've found on it here. So, okay guys, so we're back here. I got everything set up. I did a little bit of preliminary stuff. First thing I'm going to say is I'm really impressed with the quality of the cables, both the ground cable as well as the stinger. The foot pedal and the power cord. Power cord's a little on the short side, but not too bad. But these are really flexible, soft cords. And normally when you get the lower price machines, they're really cheap, really stiff and tough to use. This is really impressive how nice and supple all of these lines are. One thing I do want to say, and this has been brought up by other reviewers, YES Welder needs to change this. This is going to kill somebody. This is their adapter for going from 220 to 110. It works just fine for what it's doing, but if you happen to leave this plugged in to your 220 outlet and send your wife in to plug in an extension cord, she might just unplug your welder from this and plug a cord in. You now have 220 volts going to a 110 volt machine. There is no protection on this. This should be built the opposite way. This plug-in should be on the welder, and this should be the adapter. I know then you're going to have to use a heavier cord for your extension cord, but this is going to kill somebody. This is the only bad thing I've found so far, and it has been mentioned by other reviewers. So just let me plug this in. I will never leave this plugged in just because I don't want somebody to make the mistake. Now the cords, there's a 13-foot stinger for the Tig head, as well as 10-foot for the ground, and then I would say we're almost 15 to 20 feet on the foot pedal. So you'll be able to take that wherever you go. There's no voltage adjustment on the foot pedal. It's an on-off switch, and you do have the option of changing to the switch that is mounted on the Tig. You don't have to use the foot control for tight spaces. So you have a trigger here. It's just a matter of undoing this nut and changing the foot pedal out for the switch on the Tig. I'm rather used to using the foot pedal because I have variable adjustment on my Eastwood Tig, but so far so good. So the Tig head comes in the kit. It's got 3 different gas nozzle sizes, a 5 and a 6. I'm kind of accustomed to using the 6. And then there's 3 different sizes for tungstens, 1/16, 3/32, and I believe 1/8. And 1/8 would be awful heavy for this little machine. But other than that, it's pretty good. The Tig head has a swivel on the end. It's a little heavy, but nothing too bad. It's pretty controllable. So as far as controls on the machine, on the back you have where your gas goes in. And funny thing here, this is metric and this is standard. 5/8 wrench fits the line itself, but you need metric on the machine. You've got your on-off switch. The fan is constant, it's always on, and it's fairly loud. There's no light that tells you that the machine is on here, so I'll just move around the front. What we have on the front for controls is this switch here is Tig or stick, and it's simply moving it up and down. You've got your amperage here, the only setting you've got, and it goes from, well, it goes to 205, which is max output, from, looks like 11's the most, or the least, sorry. Now I usually set around 50, 52 for 18 gauge steel. What I've got done here is I found a long time ago that if you're going to practice with a Tig or practice the Tig weld or do something like this, you're better off to make some sort of an object so that you have a goal at the end. I'm going to use this for a little bolt holder when I'm working on the car. I'll glue a magnet to the bottom. So now I can actually weld this up, and it's a project as opposed to just welding pieces of steel together. It makes you a little more accurate on what you're doing. So what I've done is I've tack welded it together with the TIG, which seems to work really well. Nice, smooth. There's no scratch to start. It's simply push the pedal. So we'll get set up here. I'll try and get you in close enough so that you can see what I'm doing. We'll weld a little bit on this box, and then I'll grab some heavier stuff and crank it up and see how it welds on that. Now for your light stuff, you're going to want to use 1/16 tungsten and 1/16 filler rod. Once you get into the heavier stuff, I'll probably have to go up to a 3/32 inch tungsten. So I'll just get you back in the tripod here. Try and get you positioned so you can see what I'm doing. Right now I'm set at 50. And I got a real tangled up mess here. All the cables are tied together. Hopefully I can do this and you can see. So for this particular application, I'm not using filler rod. I'm just doing a slight butt weld. You have to really control your temperature, but as you can see, that machine welds very nicely. A little more. Nice smooth start. Very controllable temperature. My problem is I can't see and I shake too much. Problems of getting old. Really controllable heat. Okay, so there you have it. Really nice. I got nice and steady here. It did a really beautiful weld. I might be a touch hot because my temperature, the blue line is going out quite a ways. I could probably crank it down a touch. Okay, I just took it down to 40. We'll try it again. Just getting it started sometimes is the tough part. Okay, we're still getting about the same temperature there. So let me move around to the other side here. Maybe you can see the weld a little better. Lost my ground, I think. It did a nice job of melting one part of the steel but not the other. Okay guys, you just shut this off. Oh, don't take the glove off and pick up the hot stuff. If you guys don't know, hot stuff looks just like cold stuff till you pick it up. Okay, as you can see, very controllable heat. I'm quite happy with how it welds. Very happy. I had everything just right on this weld. Worked out really nice. I think I'm actually a little bit too cold at 40. I think 45 would probably just be perfect here. So let's, I'll cut up some 1/4 inch or a little bit heavier, and we'll give it a try. Weld a little bit heavier stuff here. I'll change to 3/32 tungsten and see how it goes. So just wanted to show you guys a little trick here. When I'm cleaning up my tungstens and sharpening them, I chuck them up in the drill with on slow speed. Run it on my belt sander. Gives you a nice, even, consistent point on your tungsten and works really. Okay, so I've got a couple pieces set up here. This is some 3/16 flat. All I did was clean up the edges where the weld is going to be. This is some 1/4 inch. Did the same thing. I've got the machine set at 106 amps. When I was doing the tacking, that's enough for the 3/16, but not quite enough for the 1/4. And we'll just try some weld here and see what you say. I moved up to a 3/32 tungsten. I've still got 1/16 wire. I find a little bit smaller fill wire is easier. Gotta have a ground. Okay guys, see, let me grab a pair of vice grips or pliers here. Okay, as you can see, really nice penetration all the way through to the back side. That's a little under, or a little bit over half capacity for the machine. There's no porosity in the weld whatsoever. There is one thing I forgot to mention here before we got into starting welding, and that is in the instructions, they're really confusing. I don't know if I can get you down here low enough. Let me see. Just pull you out of the tripod for a sec. Okay, so in here we've got a couple of markings. There's one shows a Tig and the other one is the foot control. There's a negative and a positive, and the way I read the instructions, the ground went to negative for Tig welding, and that is not correct. It goes to the positive side. So till I changed it, I could not get it to strike an arc. So I've read that before, seen it on the videos where the instructions leave a little bit to be desired. So, okay, so we're going to try the 1/4 inch now. I'm just going to bump this up to about 125. Now, I'm going with what I know from my Eastwood Tig as far as what temperature I need. It seems to be working fairly well for me. I am going to go to 3/32 rod to fill this. Just because the gap is considerably wider. Hopefully I got you in the right spot here. Okay, so let's see how this works. At least let me shut this off. Okay guys, that is a pretty nice weld. Lots of penetration. The weld is filleted nice. I think that would work really well. So overall here, let me get you positioned a little better. I'll just go over here. Other than the instructions being a little bit vague, that problem I had with where the ground goes, settings on it are dead simple. Anybody can figure it out. In the manual there is a bit of a chart. Let me put my helmet down. Let's see, specifications, gas flow, nozzle diameter. No, there isn't. I thought there was a chart that gave you your temperature settings for different thicknesses of steel, but it's not there. It's going to be, there is generic ones online that a guy can use that'll give you the rough idea, but normally I've always found you use a little bit, go on the low side for temperature first, and if you have to turn it up a little bit, it's easier to do that than burn a big hole to begin with. So I'm really impressed with this little TIG welder for the size of it. It welds beautifully. I couldn't ask for anything more really for what it is. I'm not even going to bother trying it on 110. In my opinion, I guess 110 would be okay if you're out somewhere and you need to do some emergency welding and you've got a generator you can run it off of. But for anything I do, I find 220 gives you better weld, better penetration, and I think it's easier on the machine because you're not running it at max because of the lower input voltage. The one thing that they have to change is that 220 to 110 adapter. It's only a matter of time before somebody gets himself into big trouble with that. So I'm not going to do anything with the arc on it. I haven't arc welded in probably 25 years. I probably wouldn't use it. I can do a demonstration on it if you guys would like to see it. I'd have to go buy some arc stick, some electrodes to be able to do that because I don't even have any in stock. So anyhow, guys, I hope you liked that review. Really nice little machine. I believe it's under $400 US, which is a wicked value. The only difference between it and my Eastwood one is my Eastwood is AC/DC, so it'll do aluminum. I'd be interested to see what their aluminum TIG is like. I'm pretty impressed with this one, like I say. So anyhow, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll catch you on the next one. So make sure you guys check out YES Welder on the internet. Go over to Dave Scott's channel, Scott Rods. He's got a few more YES Welder items up there, a plasma cutter and such, and seems to be quite happy with all of them. So anyhow, guys, take care. We'll catch you on the next one.